Hello everybody, Avian Solar here. So, I'm going to start by saying in the video I'm about to present, I do accidentally break a server rule. Now, I did not intend to break the server rule, and I thought what I was doing was well within the rules and I was allowed to do it. However, staff have since looked at it, reviewed it, and decided that I was in breach of the server rules, and as such I have received a warning for that. Now, what I will do is at the end of the video I'll explain what rule I've broken, where in the video I broke it, and why it was ruled that it was a server rule break. And what I will say is I do not encourage anyone to break the server rules. Please learn from this video, learn from my mistakes, and take it on board when you're conducting your roleplay. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video and I'll see you at the end.
1-1. Oh, we lost him.
Yeah, I've got his vehicle filing. Sorry, mate. Southbound LG Nav. I just thought I'd keep the channel clear. Towards Auto Exotic.
Press spikes just after auto.
Oh, he's a right, just before Auto, westbound towards Big Bank now, and there's a left, southbound now. Oh, stand by, cancel. He's going through an alleyway, I might not be able to follow. Still just about following this geezer. Still going through alleyways, I'm unable to give a road name, FTS is accurate.
Rough direction?
It's still westbound, somewhere. He's now southbound towards a pharmacy, and a right, westbound Spanish Ave, now southbound again, left, basically at the pharmacy, right, left, and right again towards City Hall. That's about keeping with him. Left, and he's going into the fucking tunnels as per usual.
I go to the exit near impound.
Yeah, we'll score 2. I'll go to 1 mission row.
RC 1 male, sort of mere wall style flat cap, brown leather coat.
I went through the tunnels from Malta.
So I'm just staying at the original tunnel just to see if he comes back up. I'll go towards Ballers and see what they're situated.
Eyes on the suspects in the tunnels.
Oh shit. That's the wrong way.
Suspect being bagged. Stay where you are, fella. Stop trying to
You're not
run.
saying anything to me, lad. What are you doing?
Stay where you are, fella. Don't try and move.
Okay, I'll put my hands up. Just give. What the fuck?
Right, mate. It's about time. Under arrest. Possession of offensive weapon in public place. Failed to stop for police. Dangerous driving. Driving otherwise on the road. You don't have to say for me. I'm defence. If you do not mention my questions from later in court. And if you do say me against grounds for the arrest, the fact that you made off from officers, that you failed to stop for police, you drove in a dangerous manner, you presented a blade arse to somebody just then, and you drove down the subway, just for a prompt effective investigation defence, prevent your dispersement injury to others.
Well, you didn't say a word to us and you're beanbagging us, lad. What you doing?
Adam, I've got your PIC, mate.
Oh, lovely. Whereabouts are you?
Just in the subway, mate. I'll bring submission up if you like.
Perfect, cheers.
Right, mate, I'm going to search for section 32 of PIC. If you know it, stick with put me or harm me.
Yeah, a knife. I'm gonna slit your fucking throat with it, lad. Run it.
Alright,
Fucking
further address the threats to
bean
kill. And
beanbag. I mean, oh,
started.
see how long this takes.
Hello, gentlemen. Welcome back.
Hello again.
Alright.
Sorry for the delay. Hopefully you don't get paid as much.
It's okay. It's absolutely fine.
Alright, you ready to start, Mr. Shaw?
I am good to start. Yeah. Do you want me to introduce myself for the video recording as well?
When I start it, I'll give you an opportunity to.
No problem.
Okay, do anyone need a drink or anything before we start?
Yeah, please. That'd be good.
What's your number?
Give you 37379.
There we go.
Thank you. Let me just have a quick drink of this. Ah, lovely.
Right. So I'll just set the recording device in now. 1 second.
What's that noise? It's a scary noise.
This interview has been digitally recorded and a copy may be used as evidence should your case go to court. We're in interview room 2 at Mission Road Police Station. The time is 17:30 on the 15th of August 2023. I am Police Chief Inspector 134 Avian Solar of Los Santos Police Service. Today I'm going to be interviewing. State your name for the record, please.
Who?
Yourself.
Oh, my name's Chief Inspector Avian Solar.
Just for the tape, it was not Chief Inspector Avian Solar speaking at that moment in time, it was the suspect. Okie dokie. During the interview, you do have the right to free and independent legal advice. This is either over the phone or through telephone. This advice is free and will not cost you a penny. It's also independent, which means that it's not connected to police, prosecution agencies in any way, shape or form. You've chosen to exercise this right, and today you're being represented by...
My name is Berkey Chong. I am a representative of Ingram Legal Group, and I'll be representing my client today.
Okay. At the end of the interview, I'll inform you how you can get a copy of this recording should you require it for your records. Do you understand that? Do you understand that?
What was that? Sorry, can you just repeat that?
At the end of the interview, I'll give you a copy. I'll inform you how you can get a copy of this interview for your records.
Oh, will that be like written out?
It'll be the recording itself.
Oh, that'd be perfect.
Okay, I'll explain how to sort that out at the end of the interview.
Okay.
So now, before this interview, I do have to caution you. You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned something that you later on in court. Anything that you do say may be in evidence. Do you understand that?
What was that, officer?
So you do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned something that you later on in court. Anything that you do say may be given in evidence. Do you understand that?
Just to double check, when you say like it might be relied on in court, and that's only if I go to court, right? Like that's not like, we're not going to get a judge in here now or something.
Okay, so I'll talk you through exactly what it means. So
okay,
you do not have to say anything. It's what it says on the tin. You do not have to answer any of my questions if you don't want to. You do have the right to remain silent. It may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned something you later on in court. So what that means is, if I ask you a question here, and then later down the line it does go to court, and then you're asked the same question in court, and then you decide to answer it in court, they may draw an adverse inference from that, which means they may decide that you're lying, you've had a chance to make up a story. Do you understand that?
Oh, right. Yeah, now I understand. That makes sense.
Finally, anything you do say may be in evidence. Obviously, this interview isn't recorded, and the recording may be used as evidence as well as anything you say in the interview may be used as evidence. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Alright. Cracking. So, what I'll do, I'll start by going a run through the details as I understand them. I will put it to you, and I will ask you the question of whether you've done it or not. I'll then go from that. I'll ask you some questions about the offences you've been arrested for. I will then ask you any further questions that come up. Do you understand that?
Yeah. Is my solicitor able to answer on my behalf if I need to?
He is not.
Wow. Sorry.
I can advise you. But...
Yes.
Okay.
Your solicitor's here to offer advice. He cannot answer for you, though.
Before I answer a question, can I ask my solicitor to have like a word with them about a question?
You can, yes. If you do at any point want a consultation with solicitor, let us know. We'll stop the recording. I'll step outside so you can have a consultation, okay?
No bother. Okay, that works.
Okie dokie. So before we begin, are you happy you've had enough time to speak your solicitor before this interview?
Yeah.
Right, cracking. Are you happy for Mr. Chong to represent you as well?
Yeah.
Okie dokie. So, at this moment in time, you're alleged to have driven in a dangerous manner, failed to stop for the police, been in possession of a blade article in a public place, driven a motor vehicle other than on the roads, been going equipped to steal, and making threats to kill. Do you have anything to say in relation to that?
What, the entire thing, or just the
Yeah, just the entire thing. Do you have anything to say about the allegations?
other allegations? I
Actu-
don't know what you want me to. I don't really know what you want me to say about them, to
Oh.
be honest.
Okay, so let's start at the beginning. So at around 16:55 today, an officer called Police Constable Adam Busy attempted to pull you over whilst you were riding a black in colour Akuma with the vehicle registration mark 22 Bravo November Echo 042.
Right.
Is this correct?
I don't know who Mr. Busy is.
Okay, did a police constable attempt to pull you over?
At what time? Sorry.
At around 16:55.
Is that in 12-hour time? Can you give me that? Just because I
About
didn't pass
about
maths.
5 to 5 ish.
You might have. I'm not sure. I can't remember that well.
Okay, what were you doing around that time?
Around that time, I think I was just catching up with an old friend. From what I can remember, up. It was kind of up north, just on the border of the city.
Okay, were you riding a black and colour Akuma?
I can't remember the specific brand, to be honest, but it was a bike.
Okay, was it black in colour?
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
The shades would have made it look a bit darker than it was, so I don't want to say for certain, you know?
Okay. So you said about that time you were in the north of the city, correct?
Yeah,
With a
just to
friend.
the north. Just to the north.
Okay, okay. So were you in the Harwick area at all?
How? Have you got a map I can look at? I'm not too good with geography.
Roughly in the area of Auto Exotic, that sort of area.
Um,
We're looking from Auto Exotic. We're looking westbound up to about the courthouse area. Were you in that area at all?
no, I was speaking to them more north of Auto Exotic.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So what happened once you finished speaking to them?
I started to make my way home.
Okay. Did anything
Yep.
happen on your way home?
There was a lot of police around the area. I wasn't too sure what it was. I was just looking to get home.
Okay. Were these police following you at all?
For a few corners, the bike didn't actually have any wing mirrors, so it was hard to tell.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Did you pull over for these police officers?
I was quite reasonably ahead to the point where I thought it would be safe for them. You know, I didn't have to move out the way just yet. There was at some points a few cars in between us.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Did you at any point drive your vehicle down the subway off San Vitus Boulevard?
Yeah.
Why did you do that?
Well, I'm quite new to the whole this. You know, I've recently moved into the city. I originally lived in Sandy, and people told me about being able to bring your bike onto the subway itself. So, you know, if you just bring it with you, as long as you're not riding it in the train, I heard it's okay. Now, when I got down there, people were telling me otherwise, but the stairs were quite occupied at the time with people, and I didn't really want to, you know, go through there and risk hurting anybody. I didn't want to run over any toes or anything over the sort. So I thought it'd be best to just bring it down the tunnels, and at the next safe exit, I'd leave.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a driver's license?
Yes.
Are you aware of the highway code?
Well, I wasn't on a highway, but yes.
Are you aware that it's an offence to ride a motor vehicle other than the roads?
But yeah, but as I said, I just wanted to get back to the road. I was trying to, you know, safely leave, like leave in the most safe way possible.
Mm-hmm.
So it was either that or I went upstairs filled with people, and I think I knew my choice.
Mm-hmm. Okay, okay. So what happened after you'd driven the motorcycle into the subway?
So I was just standing next to it for a second, trying to figure out where I was. I was looking up at the wall at, like, you know, the subway maps that you get. And I was looking around to see where I would be able to reasonably exit. And a car came up in front of me suddenly. So I tried to, you know, get around it because it came at quite a speed. I got around it and I continued. And suddenly I felt a massive thrust in my back when I was going around 40 mile an hour. So I got a bit scared.
Mm-hmm. Was this vehicle a police vehicle driven by myself?
I can't remember. It was quite dark in the tunnels, you see, so it was hard to make out truly what the vehicle was. My first thought was just trying to avoid making, you know, having a crash with the car. So I wanted to get around it. And then once I knew I was safe from getting hit, I just tried to continue back to making my own way home and getting out of the subway system where I didn't really want to be anyway.
Mm-hmm. Did you say anything when that car was next to you?
I can't remember. I think I might have said wrong way because I was obviously going one way and they were coming the same way. So I didn't know whether it was like a traffic system. So to say, you know how, like, you know, cars are going the left. So I was on the left and then suddenly there was a car on the right, which was the same way as me, just coming head on. So I said wrong way is in, like, you know, a reference to you going the wrong way down the tunnel.
Mm-hmm. Do you recall if the vehicle had any blue lights on it that were illuminated?
I'm not too sure. My glasses made the tunnels even more darker than they would have been for anybody without glasses.
Mm-hmm. Okie dokie. So what happened after you come off your motorcycle?
So obviously, felt a massive thrust into my back. Suddenly, it was out of nowhere. Nothing had been said to me by anyone or anything. So I didn't know whether I'd just been hit by a train or whether the car that I just went past had hit me again. So I was a bit scared. So, you know, I'm lying on the pavement and I try and get up and I can't. And then again, another thrust in the back. And I had no idea what was going on and I got scared. I didn't know what it was. You know, I didn't know whether people were trying to attack me. I didn't know whether, you know, some animal had gotten on me or something. Because as I'd said, nothing had been said to me at this point. So I pulled out my machete because I didn't know whether I was going to have to be fighting off some type of underground animal or something that I just came across. And then suddenly I heard, you know, something about the police. So, you know, I immediately felt a bit more at ease. And then I tried to put the knife away, but because of such pain I was in, I couldn't move my arm in that direction fully with the machete in my hand. So I struggled, to which I was suddenly wrestled by the officer. So I got a bit angry and made something I wouldn't normally, you know, I made a threat which I would normally never do. So it's not of my nature.
Okay. And what was that threat?
I can't quite remember, but it's not something I would do, you know, that's why I can't remember it. It's not something I would normally say.
Well, it's along the lines of, I'm going to slit your throat.
Perhaps. It's, I don't like even hearing it back, you know, it's so unlike of me.
Okay. Why are you in possession of that machete?
So, to be honest, actually, can I have a consultation with my solicitor quickly? Yeah, this has been a lot of information.
Time is 17:44. I'm pausing the interview. Step righty. Time is 17:50. I'm resuming the interview. So I believe I just asked you about the machete.
Yeah. So, I mean, some of it links into a point which we haven't gotten to yet. So, you know, it is what it is. But, you know, the apple and orange field up. So one's like north a bit, and one's like that way.
Okay.
Whatever way that is. So I commonly go and pick fruit, apples, oranges, sometimes even bananas, and I sell them on. You know, it's a hard life. Got to graft, and when doing so, sometimes the apples get a bit out of my reach, or the oranges, you know. So the trees will be quite tall, so the machete would assist me usually in what do you call it? Chopping down the branch that I might be on in order to allow me to grab that apple or orange. Obviously, I had that on me from my last picking session, so to say. And as I've said already, I was on my way home, so I would have been stored away very safely in a very safe place if I had the chance to do so. But obviously, I got stopped before I could even do that.
Okay, so you're aware you had the machete on you, is that correct?
Yeah, if I had a way to teleport it to my house, from the orange field to my house, then maybe we wouldn't have this issue. But it has to get there one way or another, and I kept it in a very safe bit on me, where it wouldn't just slip out and suddenly start stabbing people on its own accord. It was stored away, so it's not like I intended any harm.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, had you just been picking oranges just before the incident?
So you know how I said I was speaking to my friend?
Mm-hmm.
So I picked the apples just to the north of AE, like I said before, and that was the friend. They buy the oranges and apples, so I sold it to them, and then headed off when all of this occurred.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, right, let's keep going. What happened next?
You left it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, from what?
Well, so after that you were searched, is that correct?
I believe so. I was still in a bit of pain at the time, so memory's a bit faded.
Okay. And was there anything found on you, do you recall, during that search?
Well, the machete, obviously.
Okay. The following was also found on you: 49 grams of cocaine, 49 bags, and 1 gram of cocaine in bags. Why are you in possession of that?
Personal use. Now, I know it might sound like an excessive amount, but it's a really sensitive topic because I don't like the idea of this being recorded, really, but that's out of my control now. Well, I'm a recovering addict, to be honest, and I've thrown that addiction away. I went back to the dark side, as you could say. I was sober for around, I wouldn't really say sober, clean for around 6 months or so. But with what's recently transpired in my life, I've become a lot more stressed out, and I've bought a decent amount from my dealer in order to de-stress. Really, it's been a tricky time.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Have you taken any cocaine today?
No, not yet. Well, I probably won't be now, but
Okay.
I did intend on doing so. It's not like I just had it there for no reason.
Okay. You also found in possession of £15,013. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where did that money come from?
That was to do with the fruit. So the 300 or whatever odd on top of the 15,000, the 300 or so pounds it was just what I was carrying around on me, and the 15,000 pounds is how much I get paid for the apples.
Okay. And do you have a receipt to prove the sale?
No, it's just a verbal agreement thing,
It's a lot of money just for some fruit.
It's not really that much money in this city, my friend.
I mean, it's £15,000.
How much do you pay for one smoothie, my friend?
Fair point. Okie dokie. So, during the search, you were also found to be in possession of some lockpicks. What was the purpose of those lockpicks?
Okay, so the car, like a Stania, it's called. It's a bit like a Crown Victoria type thing. A little bit like it. It's a local, but I own one, and that basically, it's an old car. I've owned it for quite some time now, and it's starting to, what's the word I'm looking for? It's starting to feel its age. Sometimes I have issues with the aircon. Sometimes I'll have issues with the radio and some stuff like that. I'm commonly in the garage trying to get it fixed. And my most recent issues being the locks. Now, I've been trying to save up some money in order to, get it fully fixed up. MOTs and stuff like that cost a good chunk. Now, the fruit has been my route to do that, but obviously, before I've even been able to have the chance, I've been arrested. But the lock picks were a temporary solution to the lock issue on my car.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And why would you just carry around, and why didn't you leave them at home then?
Well, because if I needed them at the time going into my car, then I wouldn't have them on me.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Alright, so let's circle back to the beginning of the interview, shall we? So when I asked you your name, you answered Chief Inspector Aaron Solo. That's clearly not correct. What
No,
is your name?
Yeah, my name's Carlos
And your surname?
Hernandez.
Carlos Fernandez. Okay. Now, could you just spell that out, please, just to make sure I get it right, please?
Carlos. Hernandez.
Okay. Why did you answer with my name at the beginning of the interview then?
I was just a bit nervous, and I heard it was the last thing I heard. I panicked a bit, and no bad intention.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Mr. Hernandez. So, let's talk about the motorcycle. Who's the owner of that motorcycle you're riding?
That motorcycle was given to me by my friend, who said you can use this to get home, because I'd given them the truck that I had full of fruit.
Okay. And what's your friend's name?
I don't want to give my friend's name to the police.
I mean, I need to be able to contact them to make sure
You said I'm
they've
free
got
not
permission.
to answer a question if I don't want to answer it.
You are, but I'm informing you that if I cannot ascertain that it's legally obtained, then I might find that you might have been taking the vehicle without notice consent.
Can I speak to my solicitor?
Yeah, of course you can. The time is 17:58. I'm going to suspend the interview. So I'm just going to restart the recording device. So interview being resumed at 18:13. German interview is going to be
Police Inspector 9550 David Cooper, attached with the Recruitment and Development Division based out of Vespucci PD.
Are you a Geordie? Wow.
I am.
3 Geordies in one room.
Three Geordies in one room. What's the chances?
the Yorkshireman feels outnumbered. Right. So, where were we before we left off?
I believe we were talking about the fruit business that my client's a part of.
We were. So, do you want to expand?
Yeah, you asked for the contact information or the name.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
I did, yes.
I can't remember the phone number or last name off the top of my head. I'd have to go on my phone. But their name is David.
David.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we will search between that. So what happened when you were speaking to him? Did he just take your truck and drive off in it then, and you took the bike off?
Yeah. So he gave me the money. He took the truck that I'd obviously filled it up with, and he said to take this bike back to your house.
Okay, and this was immediately before the you started heading back into this.
Yeah.
Okay. So nothing in between. You gave him his truck, and you drove back into the city, is where where you started noticing the heavy police presence. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So were you at Mount Hanatal?
Yeah, that's where I met him, just up to the north of the city.
Okay. All right. And was it just you up there and him, or was there more people there?
She had her about, but I didn't really speak to them.
Few others about.
Yeah.
Okay. And what was everyone doing? Was everyone just chatting, or what was happening?
I've got no idea. They were strangers. I wasn't socializing to them.
They were just strangers.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm just going to show you an exhibit at the moment. It's going to be the exhibit Delta Charlie /1.
Okay.
So we're just going to send you that. I will. What's your number, just so I can pass you the tablet to look at?
49.
Okay. There we go. So what's your number? We'll just send it to that.
And mine is 35. Will you mind sharing it with me as well, please?
I will indeed. 1 second. There we go. Just want to take a look at that, please.
Ooh, it's very blurry. Wait, am I supposed to? I'm just gonna check it one more time.
No worries.
With all due respect, officer, that could be any man in a hat with a beard.
Okay, well, let me let clients finish watching again.
I'm struggling to make it out, but I can see like a few cars and stuff. Yeah.
Okay, dokie. So specifically, look at the bike. It's on the right hand side of the vehicles.
Right hand side.
If you go to about 1 second, about 5 seconds into the video, you can see a motorcycle on the left hand side of the vehicle. Sorry.
Oh,
And
okay, so it's the left.
yes, it is. Sorry.
Okay, yeah.
So the left hand side, you see a motorcycle with its headlights on. Is that correct?
Yeah, I can just about make it out in the blur.
Yeah, and can you see there's a person stood next to that motorcycle?
Yeah, something. Yeah.
Okay. An individual wearing a cap. Looks like he's got fair skin, he's got a beard, looks like he's got a brown sort of jacket on. Is that accurate?
It's hard to tell. The video is not very clear. It's very blurry.
Okay. Is that you?
I don't know. As I said, the video is very blurry.
Well, this was taken just before the pursuit, so I put to you that is the impact to you.
I'm not, as I said, the video is very blurry. It's hard to tell. If there's a higher definition video, I could possibly tell you.
Okay, okay. So could it possibly be you? Or you're just not sure?
It's the video. It makes it hard to tell.
Okay. Well, is that something you'd have been doing just before the incident?
What's that?
Well, just up there. I'm not sure what you're doing really. What do you believe the individual's doing in the footage?
I'm not sure. I mean, from what I can tell, what I'm making out of this, it feels like I'm watching a 2007 music video, but it feels like he's just saying hello to some people.
Okay.
He's handshaking, saying hello, how you doing? Didn't say he's doing anything incriminating. I suppose maybe he's on the wrong side of the road at worst.
You recognise that bike?
To be honest, mate, I can only see the headlights. That's the only thing I can make out in this video, truly.
Okay, so just before the pursuit, were you going up to vehicles? That red vehicle there.
User
and
joined your
handshaking from?
channel.
Hi, Avian.
Surely you'd remember that.
Oh, one
As
second,
I
yeah.
said, I'm a recovering
I'm just
drug
doing
addict,
this
so it's been
interview.
my memory's all a bit
Oh,
faded.
no worries, no worries.
Sound
Were you under the
microphone
influence of any
muted.
drugs or alcohol whilst operating that vehicle?
No, but the use I've had in my previous times has took its toll.
Okay.
It's took its toll on my health, and unfortunately, some of the side effects can be my memory.
Do you believe that you're suitable to be driving a bike?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, you say some of the things you remember. You were adamant a moment ago. You'd come straight from just giving the apples and giving your
That's
friend
actually not
Dave
true.
your truck.
That's not true.
I did ask you multiple times. You're pretty sure you'd come straight from there. You'd not had anything in between.
No, there's nothing in between. But as I said, I did a what do you call it? 1 second. Sorry. I did,
Pardon you?
Thank you. I did, have a stop and have a chat for him for a while. But showing me a blurred video of some people, I can only imagine saying hello to some people in some cars. I can barely make out what it is, to be honest. I mean, if It's a really low quality video.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, I'm going to tell you that is in fact you on the left hand side.
Oh, is it?
That is you, and you were followed from there by a police constable,
Right,
Busy,
okay.
and he did attempt to pull you over. Do you want me to say
Okay.
anything else to that?
Well, as I said, it's hard to make out if it's me or not in the video.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And you know, as you've said, anything I say can be used in court or whatever. So I'm not going to say it's me if I can't tell you it's me or not because of the video quality.
That's fine. Okay. During our break, whilst you were having your consultation, I did do a lookup of Mr. Hernandez on the PNC.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
He does not match your particulars in any way, shape, or form.
Oh wow.
Why might that be?
I'm not sure. I suppose maybe since I've last been there, it's been a while.
Are you aware it's the offence under the Road Traffic Act to give the failure to give your name when you are the driver of a vehicle? Further to that, giving a false name can carry the charge of attempting to pervert the course of justice.
Wow. I'm not attempting to pervert any course of justice, otherwise I wouldn't have sat in this interview.
Okay. So I'm going to ask you, are you Carlos Hernandez?
Yes.
Okay. Could you please list me some vehicles owned by yourself, by the registration plate, their make and their colour?
You're really testing my memory. As I said, my memory's quite gone now, my friend.
Do you have it recorded on your phone?
I don't know. You gave me a tablet to watch a video on, not my phone.
I can pass you your phone if you'd like.
Yeah, that'd be lovely.
Okay.
What's your citizen ID? If you remember.
What's yours?
Mine is 76845.
Wow, that's good memory.
Yeah.
Solicitor, what's
mine.
yours?
Mine is
Yeah.
69, 69, 69, 69.
Wow, that's a great citizen ID. I can't remember off the top of my head, my friend.
Okay, well, there's your phone. Have a look, see if you record any of your vehicles on there, shall we?
Where's my phone?
You did. I've just passed you it over, mate. I did. You did say you had a quite a classic one, didn't you? You seem to remember that one quite well.
Not a classic one, I'd say. Yeah, I've got a Stania, as I said. No.
What's the registration for it? And the idea of the colour as well.
God, I don't know about the color. C B O 4 B D J.
Okay, my colleague's just going to look that up on the police station computer.
Yeah.
Do you have any other vehicles that you've got recorded?
No,
No, just that one.
just the one, mate.
Okay. Inspector Cooper. Just wait for the inspector to finish his
Oh, my
notes
voice
off.
box is off. Sorry. Is this the vehicle you were referring to?
What vehicle?
Is that the
Oh,
registration
that.
plate?
Don't know. I'd have to double check on my phone again, but I'm pretty sure that was what I wrote.
Okay. Right, so it's Charlie Bravo, Oscar 4, Bravo Delta Juliet. Is that the one you're referring to?
I've never spoke to anyone called Charlie.
Okay. I'm gonna say it. All the letters in it. So it's C
Okay.
B O 4 A D J. Is that the vehicle you're referring to? The registration plate?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, because that is not coming up on the police national computer.
Oh, that's weird. You know, it's maybe it's a bit of it's a bit of an old car, so I suppose it might be. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't even know. I don't know how your systems work, but maybe it's like an old one. You know, it's never been put on your system before because I've never been in trouble with the car before. I don't know how things work.
Doesn't matter. The DVLA records the registration of all the vehicles.
Oh right.
So why is it not appearing on our system?
Hey, you're the system guy. I don't know how your system works.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, I have looked up Carlos Hernandez on the PlayStation computer, and you do not match his appearance at all.
It's awfully rude to say about myself, but I suppose you
As-
could say I
as
have
so-
been to the gym a lot.
As such, I put it to you that you're not in fact Carlos Hernandez, and that you've given us a false name in an attempt to prevent the course of justice and hide your own identity.
That's just
Do you have
not
anything
the
to say in
case.
relation to that?
Well, it's not the case. But if you're going to throw more false charges at me, you do, you, my friend.
Okie dokie. Time is 1827. I further inform you that you are under arrest on suspicion of failing to give your name and address when being the driver of a motor vehicle on a public highway. You're further arrested for attempting to prevent the course of justice. You are still under caution. Necessity remains the same. Do you understand that?
What was the caution and necessity? I've forgotten.
Caution was what I explained to you at the beginning of this interview. You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioning something that you later on in court. Anything that you do say may ruin evidence. Necessity is to prevent your disappearance. For the prompt and effective investigation of the offence, and initially it was also to prevent injuries to others, means you were in possession of a machete.
Wow.
Obviously, the machete one does not apply to this specific arrest. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you have anything to say in relation to that?
I've already said what I had to say. I mean, if you don't want to believe I'm me, then I don't know. I can see why you're wearing glasses.
Okay. So, I put it to you.
It's not to get self-conscious. You can keep your glasses on.
Yeah, I just couldn't see, you know, it's not really sunny in here. I thought I'd take them off.
Can I see an image of the person that I'm apparently not?
You cannot. That would be us giving away information about an individual and breach of the Data Protection Act.
But the individual's me.
I do not believe it to be you.
Right.
Inspector Cooper, do you have any questions you wish to put to the individual?
Not all this time.
Okay. I put to you, sir, that you're on Mount Hand Road dealing a Class A controlled substance, mainly cocaine. That is where the money comes from and why you're in possession of both cocaine bagged and unbagged. You're aware that you're attempting to be pulled over by Police Constable Adam Busy as well as other officers, which is why you drove your motorcycle at speed through alleyways and then into the subway in an attempt to evade arrest because A, you were in possession of the Class A controlled substance after having been trying to deal it. B, you were in possession of a blade art in a public place, which is an offence contrary to the Criminal Justice Act. And C, you did not want to get caught with that vast sum of money on you or get done for the dangerous driving. Once we were in the sewer tunnel, you said wrong way because you were trying to mock myself for driving in the wrong direction whilst you were trying to get away from us. Do you have anything to say in relation to that offence? In relation to that statement?
That sounds like your own story that you've made up during this interview. I've sat here for an hour and probably even longer and told you my side of things, and it seems like you just completely disregarded it.
Okay. If I conclude the interview, is there anything further you would like to say in your defence?
Can I see the Can I see the video of me apparently pulling a machete on you?
That's not available at this moment in time.
Wow. So my solicitor?
Once again, it's not available at this moment in time.
Why is it not available? It's the evidence you've charged me with.
Because the Wi-Fi in this place is not great.
Huh. So I'd imagine you drop them charges then, right? If you have no evidence.
Oh no, the evidence is there. It's just not available at the moment. We are not dropping the charges. Okay.
Covering up your corruptness.
Noted, if you have an issue with the way I've treated you, feel free to put a complaint at the front desk of Mishra Police Station. But at this moment in time, I'm informing you that I intend to charge you with the following offences: dangerous driving, failed to stop for police, possession of a bladed article in a public place, possession of a Class A controlled substance with intent to supply, attempting to pervert the course of justice. In relation to that, you do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention now something that you later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be in evidence. Do you understand that?
Yeah. Can I show you something, officer?
Go on.
Come over here, my friend. So you see this radiator?
I'm not going to be going over there.
No. Well, the other officer can or something. I'm on recording here. There's a camera watching me. I'm not doing anything stupid. Okay?
We won't be going over there.
Why not? It's to do with my defense.
Well, we can watch quite well from here.
Right. Well, let me come over to you and give you an example, right? So, what was your name again, officer?
Inspector David Cooper.
David Cooper. Right, David. So, imagine this mug, right? So, this mug is sat there and told you a story for how long?
This issue has been
And
going
any
about
idea, officer?
an hour.
An hour. And it's almost like you slap it in the face by just ignoring it, right? Like I slam your head at this table.
Oh my god.
Stick your hands up, fella.
I'll sit down.
Stick your hands up.
I'll sit down.
Right, you're further arrest for assault, police. Stick your hands up, mate. You're off in cuffs. Don't let me use force. Right, David, you okay, mate? David, can you hear me?
What the fuck?
That was silly.
Oh my god.
Right. Right, can you hear me?
Yeah,
I'm
I
just
can,
going to
I
put
can
some
hear you.
pressure on that wound, okay?
Okay. Why has he done that for?
Don't know, mate. Hang it down. I'm just going to put this coat pack against that wound, right?
Okay,
Right, can you
okay.
take this coat pack and just press that to you?
Yeah, I've got it.
Right, there you go.
Oh my
Right.
God.
Right, come on. Let's get you into sales.
Well,
Time
interview's
is
not done.
1934. Interview's concluded.
I've still got things to.
Okie dokie. Now, as promised, let's talk about the rule break. So I'll just quickly go through the rule I broke, where I broke it, and why it was ruled that it was a breach of the server rule. So we're at this section of the video now where I've just come across the individual who's fled from us. You see he's ahead of us in the tunnel, he's fallen off his bike, and I'm driving up to it. So let's press play on the video now. Eyes on the suspects in the tunnels. I radio it in, get out my vehicle, and immediately deploy my battle launcher against him. And that's the point where I break the server rule. So, the server rule I broke, it was found that RDM, Random Deathmatch, and the reason it was found I engaged in Random Deathmatch here was because I didn't engage with quality roleplay against the individual before using the force. Now, this is where it gets a bit confusing because I understood it by the fact that he'd been in a pursuit prior to this. I was under the impression that he'd have had some roleplay with the officer that was pursuing originally, and thus that carried over and allowed me to engage with force against the individual. Like I said, this was incorrect, and that I should have at least given a verbal warning to the individual before deploying the beanbag. Okay, fair enough. I understand that. I've taken it on board and I have received a warning point for that. Now, going forward, I know how to do this, and I hope you guys take this on board. And when you're role playing, just be careful before using force. You know, we're talking tasers, baton launchers, and if you're on civs, you know, before hitting people, kicking and ramming them, that sort of thing. So take this on board, learn from my mistakes, and I hope you've enjoyed the video. And as always, I hope you have a very nice day.